I have to admit, I was a bit skeptical when I first laid eyes on the Paragon Xpress Q11A fire brick kiln. I mean, it's tiny, just 6 inches in every direction, but the price tag was bigger than I expected for something that small. Still, I'd been looking for a compact kiln to test glaze samples and small pottery pieces without firing up the big kiln in the studio. You know, one of those kilns that's just a behemoth, taking up space and energy. So, I took the plunge. If you're interested in checking out the product details on Amazon, the link is in the description. What really surprised me, though, was how fast this little kiln heats up. With the Sentry 3-key control board, it ramps up to 2,350 degrees Fahrenheit in about 20 minutes. That's not just convenient, it's practical. I've used larger kilns that take forever to reach temperature, and by the time they're ready, I've lost half the day. This one? Plug it in, set the program, and walk away. It's fantastic for those of us who value our time and don't want to spend hours waiting for the kiln to heat up. I've used it for bisque firing small cups and bowls, and the consistency is impressive. No hot spots, no uneven firing, just reliable heat every time. Another thing that stood out was how quiet it runs. I was expecting some kind of industrial roar, but it's actually pretty silent. The only sound is a faint hum from the elements and the occasional click of the relay. That might not seem like a big deal, but if you've ever worked in a shared space or a small apartment, you know how important that can be. I've fired this thing while recording voiceovers for YouTube videos, and the audio was crystal clear. No background noise, no distractions, just me, the kiln, and the sound of my voice. It's also a great feature if you're working late at night or early in the morning, when you don't want to disturb anyone. The build quality is solid, too. It's made of fire brick, so it's durable and holds heat well. I've dropped it a few times during moves. I know, it's not ideal and it's still in great shape. The exterior stays cool to the touch, which is a safety bonus if you have kids or pets around. I've got a cat who loves to curl up next to the kiln when it's firing, and I don't have to worry about her getting burned. And the 120V, 12-amp draw means it won't trip your circuit breaker unless you're running a bunch of other high-draw appliances at the same time. I also love the digital controller. It's straightforward to use, no confusing menus or cryptic codes. You can save up to 8 programs, which is handy if you're testing different glazes or firing schedules. I've saved my go-to bisque and glaze firing programs, so I don't have to reprogram it every time. It even has a preheat function, which is great for those times when you need to dry out greenware quickly. The controller is also easy to read, even in low light conditions, which is a plus if you're working in a studio with limited natural light. One unexpected benefit was how easy it is to clean. The fire brick interior is smooth, so wiping out residual glaze or dust is a breeze. I've used it for both earthenware and stoneware, and I haven't had any issues with buildup. Just a quick brush down after each firing, and it's ready for the next batch. I've also found that it's easy to remove any stubborn glaze or debris with a little bit of water and a soft brush. It's amazing how much of a difference it makes to have a kiln that's easy to clean. It saves you so much time and hassle in the long run. Now, it's not perfect. The small size is a limitation if you're working on larger pieces. I wouldn't recommend it for full-sized plates or large sculptures. It's just not designed for that kind of thing. Also, while it heats up fast, it cools down slowly, which means you'll need to plan your firing schedule around that. But for small projects, prototypes, or glaze tests, it's more than capable. I've used it to fire tiny ornaments, beads, and even small jewelry pieces, and it's performed flawlessly every time. Pros-wise, it's fast, quiet, and consistent. The build is solid, and the controller is user-friendly. Cons? It's limited in size, and cooling takes time. But honestly, for what it's designed to do, those aren't deal-breakers. I think the benefits far outweigh the drawbacks, especially if you're a hobbyist or a small studio artist. So, if you're in the market for a compact kiln that's reliable, efficient, and easy to use, I highly recommend checking out the Paragon Xpress Q11A. It's a fantastic option for anyone who needs a kiln that's fast, quiet, and consistent. And if you want to learn more, be sure to check out the product details on Amazon, the link is below.